remember we are in the class. You welcome back.
Yes, sir.
We are talking about the kind of semester exam we have. We have two kind of exam. We have an E-exam and then we have POP exams. The E-exam are mainly for 100 level and 200 level students. All students that are 100 level and 200 level. And that's the more reason that you people must be computer literate. No matter what, you must have element of computer skill in you. You must be able to be fast in typing, so that when questions are given to you on net, you can answer them. Just like as you are writing JAMB now, you know, JAMB is E-exam. You know that until you get to 300 level, that you people will now be writing pen on paper, and that is the second one. Your GMA is over 30, and the exam you are writing is 70. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So you and in the E-exam you are writing two different exams. You are writing filling the blank question and then multiple choice question. So those questions, this MCQ, is a multiple choice. You read the options, and then one of those options are the correct answer. Others, you may have one or two distraction answer, but majorly one of them probably will be the answer. And that is why you need to read the content very well. And I will advise you to read your course material from page 1 to the last page, because you won't know where the question will come out from. So don't say that I want to farm. There is one adage in my village where people will say, somebody that scores 0 knows book, but because where he read did not come out. So I don't want that situation. I don't want to hear that. And the FBQ is filling the gap. You should understand the concept. If you don't understand it, there is no how you can give a right answer. You have to supply the answer. You have to fill in the blank. You have to supply what the right answer to that. So the key is with you, not in the objective. And you must pass all these E-exam very well, so that you can progress to 200 level and then 300 level respectively, where you start your pen on paper. Dr. Okoza, are you joining us?
I'm here.
Yes. So from 300 level to postgraduate, master's level, and all those courses are pen on paper, except if in 100 level or 200 level. So, Dr. Okoza, I just talk about the semester exam.
You have exhausted everything that needs to be discussed there. Hello, Ade.
Yes.
So let's move to Unit 4. Are you with me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, assessment
of non-examinable courses.
Yes. Here you have assessment of research projects. 2, you have practical assessment. You have teaching practice and terminal assessment. Now the first one there is assessment of research projects. Now, those of you just joining us, maybe you are in your first 100 level or 200 level. In your final year, you are going to be involved in writing projects. It is a compulsory course for all graduating students. So, the project has different chapters. Chapter 1, made up of about 8 items. Chapter 2, what we refer to as review of related literature. We have there about 4 items. You have methodology, the method that you will adopt to carry out your research work. There we have about 7 items. Then you have chapter 4, which is the area you will carry out your data collection, data analysis, discussion of results, and finding. And lastly, you have the last chapter, which is referred to as chapter 5, that is made up of summary, conclusion, the implication of a study, of the study, recommendations, so forth and so on. These are things you have in your course material. If you have read them so well, what we have just said should not sound strange to you. Now, here we are.
Before that, Dr. Okosa, let me come in here. I just want to try and let them know that immediately you get to 300 level, you'll be exposed to some non-examinable courses. These are seminar and practicums, and where you're going to write reports and industrial attachment. When you go on industrial attachment, you must write reports which you will come back and defend. And this will really showcase your skill in writing. You bring out all those things that you need to put down, how to write your project in the nearest future. That is where you get to 400 level. At this 300 level, that is where you will be well exposed to writing of seminar paper, reports, and then writing a request and many other things. Here, at this level, all the courses that you are writing now are examinable, because all your courses are online courses. So it is expected of you. It is those people that at 300 level, 400 level, and a postgraduate that are writing POP exams. But before you get to when to write your project, you must have been exposed to writing of reports from your teaching practice. Writing a report on COS, that is in your industrial attachment, and at the same time, you are those of you in practicum, in G&C, and what other courses. You will be writing reports and seminar, because you will be doing seminar reports. You're supposed to go to write a seminar report to report on how on a certain course that you are doing, and these are things that will lead or that will help you when you get to 400 level. When you get to 400 level, when you want to write on your project. Dr. Okosa.
Yes.
You can continue.
Okay. Now we have just discussed the first one, talking about the research project. Now you have attached to it how your project is being scored. The next one I want to look at is the practicum and the series. Practicum is a course meant for graduate students. Graduate students. I hope you know the meaning of that. You know, not for undergraduates. Graduate students are students that they already have their first degree. They are now back to university to pursue a higher degree, a master's degree, and the PhD. So people doing a master's degree, they are the ones that are exposed to practical. There are essential things you are supposed to do during your practical. The duration, that is the number of times you are supposed to appear in the area where you are doing your practical. It's quite important. And you have all those things well explained in your course material, DST 107. Now, we come to the next point, the Students Industrial Work Experience Scheme, SAWIS. This is important too for all students who are in business education and other related courses. You are supposed to go to a place where you will spend some stipulated period of time to know what is happening there, so that you can acquire some industrial experience. Now, the service, it has objectives. 1, provision of avenue for students to acquire industrial skills. That is one reason why service is important. Because what you have done in your school system, your school environment, your institution, you have to go to the real place where you'll be involved, hands-on and minds-on while you are there. You will know those things that are operating there, the actual system. By the time you spend some time there, you'll be able to acquire some skills so that by the time you finish the program, you'll be useful in the society where you find yourself, your workplace, where you are going to work.
Now, in essence, what Dr. Okosa is saying is that your industrial working experience is to give you experience about what you have learned in theory, for you to see them in practice, and for you to have working experience, to really do it by yourself, to really have contact with it. Not that you have learned in abstract, not that you cannot see, unlike people who study computer science and they have never cited any computer. You go there, what have they talked about computer? What are the types of computer we have? And how the computer works? What is the hardware? What is software? It is your working experience, because all these things cannot be given to you in the classroom. You cannot get them in the forward of classroom. It is when you go out to where you can learn them, to see them physically and touch them and utilize it. That is where you acquire the real knowledge about the real concept you have learned in the past. So industrial attachment is a compulsory course. And let me just keep in this. We have 3 categories of exams. We have compulsory, we have required, and we have elective. Let me tell you, this DST 107, that at least the number of participants, okay, they have increased. Some are going out, some are coming in the class. I know that you are more than this. This is a compulsory course. It's a university course. It's a course that you must pass before you can graduate. It's a course that every undergraduate must do, offer, and pass successfully for you to move to graduate from the university. If you don't pass it, you cannot graduate. And that is why you need to take your work seriously. All compulsory work, all compulsory courses in the faculty that you belong to, you need to pass them. All the required courses, you need to pass them. Then the number of courses that you're supposed to pass, maybe when you come in as an undergraduate, you are expected to have not less than 150 units. And if you didn't pass up to that 150 units, selective ones, you can add them to make it up for you. Why a direct entry student is expected to have at least 90, 120 to 90. It depends on the faculty. some faculty are saying students must pass to 198. It's varies from faculty to faculty. So, and that is why if you start it, if you start with knowing the number of courses you offer, and then knowing the number of courses you must pass, all compulsory, whether you have more than 170 units, if you don't pass all the compulsory, you cannot graduate, and there is no waiver. Thank you. Dr. Okoza.
Yes, my brother.
Good. Are you part of us?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm not hear your voice. Do you follow what you are saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Dr. Okoza.
Okay, my brother. Okay, now we're discussing the SARES thing. I'm telling you the objectives, and I think my colleague has actually also said some points about it. There are certain things the institutions will do. In every
sir, sorry, sir.
Yes.
You want to say something? I can see you. What do you want to say?
She's not willing. She's not willing. Let's go on. Okay, she has. Okay, maybe she's just appearing now.
What do you want to say? No, don't mute your system. Oh yeah, I'm listening to you. You said what?
I wasn't asking a question.
You want to ask a question?
No. I wasn't asking a question.
You are not asking a question. But you have not been a part of this study now.
She was with me the first day I kicked off this program. She was with me the first day. Since then she has not visited. She has not come again. The first lecture you saw me from, you was in Lagos. She was with me.
Okay. People are just joining now. Make it 16. So know that the hour for this lecture is 3 to 4. I'm just soliciting for extension of this because of people have fewer number of students that join the class. Now that we are having sizable number, tell others to join us so that we can. Tell others to join by this time. Dr. Okoza, I'm with you.
Yes,
go on.
Brother. Okay, I was saying that for SARES to succeed in all institutions, there must be a coordinator who will organize the program for the various institutions. There must be somebody among the lecturers that will be appointed as coordinator. Why undergoing SARES? You have the role of the employers to industries, what they are supposed to do for the students, and they are well articulated in your course material. Now, what the students are supposed to do, you as a student that is undergoing SARES, what they are supposed to do, they are well articulated. Now, there must be orientation program for you. The university or the polytechnic or whatever the institution you are will not just post you out for SARES. They must give you some kind of background knowledge, information, training to prepare you so that you know those things that are expected of you as a student. Because you are leaving your school environment to an organization or an industry where you are going to encounter or have a sound experience. Now, the duration of SARES is quite there. I think it's a minimum of 6 months. It's there in your course material. It's well spelled out. If you have read your material, you are supposed to see it there. And there are certain things that you have to also take note of. Now, supervision of students is quite important. Students undergoing SARES must be supervised. They are not going to be left alone. Now, the issue of allowance is also stated there. Of what they are supposed to be paid is not mentioned. But I think there is a decision made between SARES and internship in your course material. Now, the writing of ITs to SARES logbook report this one is quite important. One thing is to go to undergo service program or scheme. How will you prove that you actually participated? It is the report that you will submit to the university at the end of that the program that they will use to assess you. You have the introduction to your report. You have recommended outlines for writing the report. There are some guidelines. It's not just ordinary reports. Certain things, a process must be followed. Some specified things must be done. Now, you also have acknowledgement. Now, how will the report go? You have introduction. You have main body of the report. Those things that you did while you were in the program. How was it? What was your experience? Now, put together, you have conclusion. You have acknowledgement, reference, and appendices. These are things that you are going to have in your service report. Now, the next one is seminars to practice and practical. For seminar, it's compulsory for all students. In your final year, you must be able to pick a seminar topic, write something on it, now face the university panel to defend what you have written. Just yesterday in Benin City, here, Benin Study Center, I was invited to oversee seminar presentation of final year students, even master students. They were also there too to present their seminar work. Seminar is a compulsory course in all universities in Nigeria. It's a course you must pass to enable you to graduate. Now, seminar is like a mini project. We discussed project before, telling you the various starters you have in a project. But seminar is a brief summary. It's not as detailed as project. Now, teaching practice is meant for students in Faculty of Education. Now, it's Faculty of Education, National Open University. You have students undergo teaching practice twice, 300 level, Edu 335, and 400 level, Edu 435. It's a special program for students studying education in all Nigerian universities, not only National Open University. It's compulsory. Without passing those two courses, there is no way that you will graduate from the university. Now, practical is meant for students who are in sciences. Sciences is meant for them. Practical, those things they do in the laboratory, it's quite important. You are reading chemistry, maybe you are reading physics or biology, as the case to practicalize those things that you have studied theoretically, because that will give you the competence that is required for you to perform in your society after your school period. That is all that we have to discuss for Module 3. At this level, we want your contribution. Raise questions. Let us interact together. Yes, I can see Joseph Jones. Let's hear from you. Joseph Jones.
Kelechi, you are not just joining
you are there.
At least you are there. Kelechi, I want to hear your voice.
The network is too bad. I went off and I just came in now.
Yes, I can
the network
see that.
Is too bad.
Some of you are going, are coming in and are going out.
Coming back again. The network is too bad. It's now that I'm even hearing what he was saying.
What about Jude? Osite?
The network. Yes. The network is too bad.
The network is a problem?
Yes.
It's a challenge.
Oh.
But you are able to hear us clearly to some extent.
Giving some of what you are saying. Sometimes the network will go bad, then you'll not be able to hear what you are saying.
It's clear now, sir. Continue, sir.
I have a question I want to ask her.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I hear you, Paul.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello, sir.
We are hearing you, Paul.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. What of we that we are in political science? That is social science.
You said the people in political science.
Let's go with the question, Paul.
Practical, am I going to? Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
sir.
hearing you.
Do you have any practical seminar?
You have practical seminar.
You must have
Yes,
seminar.
I just want
There's
to
no.
know. You are talking about seminars and... Yes, sir.
Seminars
sir.
and practicals.
Hello, sir.
We are hearing you, Paul.
Hello, you are studying
The network-
political science.
Yeah, bro.
Your course of study is political science.
Yes, sir.
Aha. Then, what's your question? That you don't have seminar?
Do we have when we get to 400 level, we have a seminar too, or the series? You say it's for education.
No, sequence is not for only
That's my
education.
question, sir.
It depends on your department and your course of study. If you are studying the political science, you should have a seminar. Hello?
Okay.
You have a
Hello, sir.
seminar, and for you to take up a seminar course, you must be in 300 level or 400 level.
Okay,
That is
sir.
when examinable courses will come up. Because it involves writing. At this point in time, 100 level and 200 level, you are going to be face with e-exam, which I've told you is either the e-exam are in two categories. You are going to write fill in the blank question, or MCQ, which is multiple choice question, in which you are to look at the options and supply the answer.
Okay, sir.
And take the best option as
Okay,
answer. And the FBQ, you are to supply the answer. You are to read the content, read it, digest it, and then look for the real answer. That shows that you have read all the content in the course materials, and that is when you can supply the right answer. Then you are the one that will supply the answer on filling the but in FCQ, 4 options have given to you. It is you now that will look at the best option, the right answer, and you tick it. You get it now. But as for seminar, it takes on with at 300 level, 400 and 400 level. Some people, their courses are 5 years course. So it is. But before you graduate, you must at least write a seminar paper. Is that clear to you now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Are you satisfied?
I'm satisfied. I'm okay, sir.
Kelechi, now that you are back, what's your question?
Sir, please, our center, they didn't give us the books, but I had this book. I don't know if it is one of the books that you needed. See,
No.
I don't know if it is the one, because it's the one that I've been studying with.
Online and download the course material. Go online and download the course materials. We have the course materials online.
I've been studying with this one. I felt
Yes, that was the one adopted initially. But we have the course materials for the distance planner on GSC 107. So when you go there, you download it, and then you can print it. You can print them out, or you can have them on your phone and be reading, if that is what you prefer.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Question.
Go on.
What is your question? Go ahead. Is that Joseph?
You make mention of, yes, sir.
Yes.
You make mention of practical physics and chemistry. For we studying practical chemistry and physics. How do we go about with our practical?
Your practical.
Yes, sir.
When you get to 300 level or 400 level, or even if you are having practicals at 200 level or 100 level, your practical works will be done in your nearest university. There is a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the closest higher institution to your center, where you people can have your practical, and some centers are equipped with this practical district where you can go. If you are in Lagos area, you can come to the study center. We have a laboratory, a well-equipped laboratory. In Ibadan also, we have a well-equipped laboratory, and I believe some centers are having it also. But if you don't have it, it is then things that you can just go with the collaboration of your study center director to a nearest higher institution that offer that course and have a good library and laboratory where you can do your practical and you'll be examined. That answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, yes.
I have a question, sir.
Who is that? Kendi.
Kendi.
Yes.
Yes,
oh, yeah, go ahead with your question.
The assignment question online, how are we going to submit it? Through chatting?
Yes, now that is the asynchronous means.
Okay. Is it part of our TMA?
Yeah.
It's part of our TMA.
No, it's not part of your TMA now. We are still coming up. Very soon it will be part of your TMA. Yes, the person. I learned that somebody now said that he has downloaded the e-course material, but while reading, there was several references made to one living in school. Yes, those course materials, I'm not to answer them for you, but the best way I can just advise you is that most of the course materials are on net. And if you go to your center, you do yourself a good thing if you collect, if you download all those course materials. But in the case where you have it in your study center, go there and get it. Okay? Go there and get it. But now that the exam will start tomorrow, for pen on paper, nobody will attend to you. So that means you have to wait next semester to get your study material. Thank you. Have that answered your question?
Okay, sir.
Yes. No, Kendi, your own question, I've answered that before I read the one post to me in Infinite Earth 4.
Okay.
Anyway, well, thank you for coming. I really appreciate those of you that have contributed, but not as lively as I expected it. I expect you people to have read through your study guide. This the environment you find yourself is where you interact with your books. You interact with your books. Your course materials are so friendly and so well designed to an extent that you can interact and then see some challenging questions that can challenge your thinking, that you yourself can read and then try to answer and see that I've gotten the answer to these questions. And some of you, I will reply you. Some of you are send your question to my email and Dr. Okosa's email. So as you are getting it, we will respond to it, or I will post some of the answers to the question to your questions online, so that next week some of the questions will be seen on online and read through. Do you hear that? Hello?
Okay, can I come in now?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yeah, for the remaining 4 minutes we have, let's go back again to study strategy so that these students, they will really know what they are supposed to do. Though you have explained them before, but let's just a kind of rehearsal. Let's re-emphasize it so that they will know that studying in a distant education, much is expected of them. Even in the face-to-face system, much is expected of students. What are the methods and approaches that students are supposed to adopt so that they will have effective learning? Number one is note taking. It's important. You mentioned it before. I'm not repeating all the rehearsing, re-emphasizing what you said earlier. Note taking is an important practice that students must learn. They have to internalize it. They have to let it be part and parcel of their study approach. You are reading your course material. You are writing down the select files, the essential points. You are documenting. While you are doing that, your entire body is involved. It's quite important. Now, learning by heart. As you read, you take a lot of things into your body system. It's quite important. Learning with others, good cooperative learning. You can learn better when you are learning, studying with friends. Because while doing this, you are cross-fertilizing ideas. You are, exchanging ideas. What you don't know, your partner may know it better than you, and his explanation may help you better. Now, you also have the audio and the video he mentioned, and the university has created adequate provision for that. You all have your video. This is your GST 107. You can look it, you can use your video, you can use your audio to study it, to enhance your learning strategy. It's an approach you must take advantage of. It's a good thing that the university has actually done for all of you involved in ODL program.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Okusan.
Yes.
Well, so far so good. We have learned about 3 modules now, and I want you to go home and reflect on what we have facilitated you on. Go and read them, and then you can now assimilate well and get the greatest assignment I'm giving to every one of you now is that go back home and understand whom you are. I will call you one after the other to ask you next week what have you find out. Is it what kind of reading pattern or reading habit or studying habit, learning habit do you have, or what method or approach or techniques are you using for your effective study? See you next week. God bless you. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See all of you next week.
Ahead.
Tell others who are not coming to join
don't miss
us.
this class. Remember, it's 3 to 4. We just have extension of time because of the audio problem.
Jude,
God bless you.
I hope you come next week.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Jones.
Sir.
Ibrahim Hayatu. Jude,
I didn't hear you this week.
Are you